He was not exiled. He chose the exile. In an age where your worth is stamped by the crest you wear, the title on your door, the loyalty you swear, to become masterless is the ultimate act of defiance. They call you Ronin, a wandering blade, a ghost in the machine. They whisper it with pity, with scorn. They do not understand. To be Ronin is not to be lost. It is to be found in the only place that matters, within the uncharted territory of your own soul. This is not a fall from grace. It is an ascent to a higher law. This is the Ronin's Code, a discipline for those who answer to no one so they may be ready for anything. The world mistakes discipline for obedience. It is not. Obedience is external. It is a reaction to a command, a threat, a reward. Discipline is internal. It is a promise you make to yourself in the dark when no one is watching and no applause will ever come. The samurai in the castle, following the Lord's schedule, is obedient. The Ronin in the forest, sharpening his blade at dawn with no enemy in sight, is disciplined. The first is a reflex. The second is a choice. And in that choice lies the only true freedom. The first principle of the code: your rhythm is your fortress. When you have no master to structure your day, no system to dictate your hours, you face the void. The undisciplined mind sees this as freedom. It sleeps late, it scrolls endlessly, it reacts to whims. The Ronin sees it as architecture. He builds his day around sacred, non-negotiable pillars, not for productivity, but for sovereignty. He rises with the sun not because he must, but because in that silent hour he reclaims his mind from the chaos of the world. He trains his body not for a coming war, but because the act of mastery reminds him he is his own commander. His rhythm is not imposed, it is inscribed. It becomes the walls of his fortress against the anarchy of a purposeless life. Without a master, you must become the strictest master you will ever know. Your discipline is no longer for show, for promotion, for praise. It is for the preservation of your own soul.
But a fortress can become a prison. The second pillar of the code is not rigidity, but fluid intent. The samurai with a master has a single North Star, his Lord's will. His path is straight, narrow, and clear. The Ronin has no such luxury. The path is invisible. It shifts with the wind, the season, the opportunity hidden in disaster. His discipline, therefore, cannot be brittle. It must be supple, like bamboo. His morning ritual is sacred, but if a sudden storm comes, he does not curse the rain for disrupting his meditation. He sits in the cave and listens to the thunder, finding a different kind of stillness. His goal is not a fixed point on a map, but a direction, north, towards integrity, towards sharpness, towards clarity. He holds his intent lightly, like a bird in the hand, tight enough not to lose it, loose enough not to crush it. The undisciplined wander aimlessly. The obedient march in a straight line. The Ronin moves with the fluid grace of a river, finding his way around obstacles, never ceasing his flow toward the ocean of his purpose. He understands that absolute rigidity breaks. Absolute fluidity is lost. The masterless warrior exists in the tension between the two, a living paradox, fiercely disciplined in his core, endlessly adaptable in his form. This leads to the third and most profound pillar, the economy of attention. A samurai's attention is spent by his master on this battle, that intrigue, that order. The Ronin's attention is his entire currency. He has no clan treasury, no feudal lands. His wealth is the unbroken focus of his mind. Therefore, he spends it with the precision of a jeweler appraising diamonds. He understands that in a world screaming for his glance, his loyalty, his reaction, every moment of focused attention is an act of rebellion. He practices what the ancients called zanshin, lingering, complete awareness. But for the Ronin, it is more. It is protective awareness. He constantly asks, is this claiming my attention, or am I giving it freely? The news cycle, the social drama, the manufactured outrage, the endless stream of opinions, these are not just distractions. They are would-be masters, subtle lords trying to claim his fealty. He does not fight them. He simply does not grant them an audience. His gaze is reserved for the craft of his hands, the depth of a book, the silent language of nature, the few souls who resonate with truth. He guards his attention as a king guards the keys to the city, because he knows what you pay attention to, you empower. What you ignore, you starve. In his masterless state, his focused attention is the sword that carves his reality from the block of chaos.
Yet a man cannot live by focus alone. The fourth pillar is the embrace of necessary solitude. The castle samurai is never alone. He is surrounded by comrades, politics, noise. The Ronin walks the empty road. The weak fear this solitude. They fill it with noise, with digital ghosts, with the poison of nostalgia or anxiety. The Ronin recognizes solitude as his chief ally. In the silence, the false voices fade. The voice that says you are not enough, the voice of your old master, the voice of society's expectations. What remains is your own voice. It is faint at first, unfamiliar. It takes the courage of the wilderness to sit and listen until it becomes clear. This solitude is not loneliness. Loneliness is the absence of others. Solitude is the presence of yourself. The Ronin cultivates it, not as a punishment, but as the only furnace hot enough to burn away the dross of who he was told to be, leaving only the pure metal of who he is. He dines with silence. He walks with doubt. He sleeps under the stars of his own unanswered questions. From this solitude, he gains a terrifying clarity. He is responsible for everything. There is no one to blame, no master to fault. This is the weight of the Ronin, and also his liberation. From this solitude and focus, a quiet power emerges. The fifth pillar is power as a byproduct, not a pursuit. The samurai seeks power through rank, through land, through his master's favor. The Ronin understands that real power is not taken, it accretes. It is the magnetic force generated by a man who has mastered himself. It is the silent authority of the craftsman whose hands speak for him. It is the calm that radiates from one who is not at war with himself. The Ronin does not seek to lead others. He seeks to be so utterly complete in himself that others, lost and seeking a center, are naturally drawn to his orbit. His power is not used for domination, but for protection, protection of his peace, his principles, his chosen few. He knows that power sought is power corrupted. Power that arrives unlooked for as a consequence of inner sovereignty is the only kind that is pure and lasting. He wields it lightly, if at all, for he remembers the weight of a master's rule and has sworn never to become what he left behind.
This culminates in the final pillar, the core of the code, the unshakable inner citadel. The samurai's castle is stone and wood. It can be burned, besieged, taken. The Ronin's castle is built in the invisible geography of his mind. Its walls are forged from his principles. Its moat is his discernment. Its keep is his unbreakable will. No external event, no loss of status, no betrayal, no market crash, no personal failure can breach its gates unless he himself lowers the drawbridge. When the world shakes, the man with a master looks outward in panic, seeking orders. The Ronin turns inward. He retreats to his citadel. He consults his own counsel. He finds that in the deepest solitude, he is never alone, for he is inhabited by the timeless principles of the code. This inner citadel is not a place of escape, but of command. From here, he surveys the chaos of the world not as a victim, but as a strategist. He chooses his battles not from fear or obligation, but from a deep, calm calculus of his own design. He is, in the truest sense, uncapturable. You cannot break a man who owns nothing but himself, and who has fortified that self beyond all assault. This is the Ronin's Code. It is not a path for the many. It is a path for the few who sense the cage within the gilded castle and choose the terrifying freedom of the wilds. It is for those whose loyalty to their own truth outweighs their desire for belonging. You do not need to lose your job or your relationships to walk this path. You simply need to transfer your fealty. Swear allegiance not to the external form, but to the inner principle. Become the master of your mornings, the general of your habits, the sovereign of your attention. Let your rhythm be your fortress, your intent be fluid, your focus be a guarded treasure. Seek the necessary solitude. Let power find you as a consequence of your composition, and build, brick by silent brick, the unshakable citadel within. Then, whether you wear a suit or robes, whether you are in a crowded city or on an empty road, you will walk with the unspoken dignity of the masterless one. You will be a Ronin, and you will be free. The world may never understand you. It will only feel the gravity of your peace and the sharp, silent edge of your untouchable will.